Yes, for sure. That was a very enjoyable presentation because it gave us a different perspective. It was more than just vomiting out what you're speaking. That's what it is when you don't have a structure, you don't have any way to keep the audience engaged with you during the 10 minutes. So the first minute they might have your interest and then they sort of just lose it after a while. So I think the part where the introduction is strong and it's in a way where you are confident of what you're speaking. If you are not confident, the listener is not confident in you, and that means they lose attention very quickly. So that confidence sometimes comes naturally by spending enough time by practicing. That's something we talked about. But even if it doesn't come, if you're someone who just struggles genuinely with confidence, sometimes just faking it help. Act out your confidence and it will come out naturally. So that's an important part as well. And then the tone as well to which you're talking. I think sometimes, especially with virtual presentations, we forget things like smiling or our eye reactions or being a bit comical with our reactions. It can be, we might think it's the same as a real life presentation, but because of the dynamics of a camera, the speaker, it's easy to become very monotonous with the way you're speaking. So remind yourself to have a bit of extra energy and enthusiasm during your virtual presentations. The other part would be also to have a bit of storytelling to the way you're describing things. It's the story that they're here to listen. It's yes, the project is there. They could just read your poster and move along. The reason you're there is to share your real experience going through it. So what happens is you give them the same interest as it is their first time listening to it. So I remind myself that yes, I may know this project inside out over 6 months, but when they're hearing it over 10 minutes, I want to give them a flavor that's their first time. So I'm going to show the same level of curiosity when I talk about my aims, that this is a question that we wanted to answer about why so many people had this disease in a certain population. And that has to come with the same interest, even though you may have heard that question many times. The other aspect is, of course, going along with pauses in your presentation where needed. So if you can mark out during your presentation, where can I add those pauses in advance? It's going to help you when you reach that checkpoint to actually take a breath, compose yourself, and then bring out new energy. That's your chance to even readjust yourself a bit rather than carry the same energy throughout. And then the ending, I think that's another part where you get to make an impact. And there are many ways to make a fine ending, and it's very personal in a way. But one thing I remind myself is the ending should connect back to the listener. Just like the introduction was about the topic, the ending is yes about the topic, but also about the listener. So find a way. Some people use quotes, some people may use their own experiences, but how can you make them feel that yes, this is something that touched me, and this is something that I'd like to take home and make a difference out of. They should feel that they're a part of your presentation, your project. And then that's what makes it interesting. People, it's just human psychology for them to feel special and then like your presentation more. So make them feel special by having a conclusion that is about them as well as the topic. That's all from my side. Thank you.